Hi, I'm Wanda with Jimmy Branch Homestead, and today I'm going to be talking to you about our week 3 of the Every Bit Counts Challenge. And today I'm just going to give a quick overview of week 3 of our Every Bit Counts Challenge. I think I might be a week behind everyone else because I've already seen a week 4 out there. So I'm counting this as my week 3. So this was last week. I'm posting this on Thursdays the following week. So let me kind of just go over what I accomplished over the past week. So first of all, I did our first picking of basil. And okay, so these are the 4 trays of basil that I previously froze. And I really prefer the freeze drying of them versus dehydrating. A, because it gets all of the moisture out, but B, it actually tastes fresher. Okay. Oh dear. Uh-oh. I have leaves falling off the bottom of that one. Well, it is the next day and the process is complete. It was actually complete last night. It only took about 12 hours for this small batch. But I extended it just so that I could work it into my schedule rather than have to get up in the middle of the night and do it. I started it pretty late yesterday, so I think next time if I start it early in the morning, 7 or 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, then it would be ready and I could package it before I go to bed. So, the first step that we need to do is to open the drain. I have shut off my air conditioning because sometimes the moisture from that actually starts going back into the food. So I'll meet you in the kitchen. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just dump these all into one so I can crunch them up together with them being dried. Well, maybe 2. And I'm going to just kind of crunch them up with my hands. And then I like to store mine in glass jars, but you can also get the spice bottles. However, I like to put them in my jars so that I can seal them better and really ensure their freshness. Some of this got ground up pretty small. Make sure that's on tight. And I just love this. They have them. They have different brands available on Amazon. That's where I got mine. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description box. And I typically leave it on, depending on the jar size and how much food is in the jar, 20 to 30 seconds. I just want to make sure that all that air is out and it has a good seal. And you can kind of see it starts to move around the leaves a little bit, or stuff that's really light. That should do it. Oops. And we have a nice sealed jar. So each time I use this, I actually use this pry lid. You can buy these on Amazon, and they are really nice because they open it without bending the lid, so that you can open it, use what you need. I fill my smaller spice shaker, and then I just reseal it. So reseal it every time, and that will help to keep all the moisture out and put that in the freezer to pre-freeze in the freeze dryer trays. When I took it out, it wasn't very much. So this is what 4 trays yielded from the first picking. But, you know, half a pint of basil will go a ways. Next up is elderberry tea. I do have a full video on that. Go back and check out my playlist. But it yielded 3.5 pints. I've already used half a pint. This is a very concentrated tea. So what I do is I pour maybe 2 to 4 ounces of the tea into a cup and add boiling water. And this is great for health reasons, to help build your immunity. It does have raw honey in it. Okay, so I'm almost to a simmer now. I want to take a potato masher and press down the berries. And what this is doing is it's breaking them and allowing all those beneficial juices to come out. And we want to bring this to a simmer. And then I can just cap these and keep them a short time in the refrigerator, or I usually would like to keep one out to drink, and which I'll probably keep this partial one out, and cap the others and put them in the freezer, and then just take them out. Make sure you're leaving plenty of headspace for the freezing expansion. Next up was okra. This was from our garden that I picked over the course of a couple of days. So I had a good yield of it. And I just basically cut it up and put it in a freezer bag with cornmeal and flour. Again, that is included in one of my videos on preserving okra. So I'm just preparing okra for the freezer, cutting the ends off, and then I'll slice them up. So I put them in a couple of handfuls at a time in a mixture of cornmeal and okra. Next up was green beans. This was the first picking for my green beans. They're really just now getting going good. So I did get 6 1.5 jars. A 1.5 is a great size for my husband and I. Pint's not enough, quart's too much. So I'm loving these new 1.5 jars from Azure Standings. So I have already removed the ends and broken up the beans. And I am currently just washing them and then putting them in a pot to boil. Pack these into my jars. I'm going to probably need a mitt out. Okay, that got me 6 jars. Okay, I gotta get my thing over here too. Well, it is the next day, and I am so happy to be putting these on my pantry shelf. Then I've also picked 2 buckets and a huge grocery bag full of elderberries. So you'll see a whole series on different things to do with elderberries. So this is the second thing I did, and this is elderberry jelly. It does take a lot of berries to make just these 5 little cups, but this will be delicious on my pantry shelf. Berry jelly. So we're starting off with 3 pounds of berries. So the recipe on the pectin box calls for 12 cups, so you can use either measurement. So I'm putting my washed, cleaned, destemmed berries into a large saucepan. I think this is an 8 quart, and you want to make sure you have plenty of room when the solution is boiling so that it doesn't boil over. And lastly for the week, I did take 1 day off, was my second cutting of basil. And this basil, I loaded up the trays, and I did not pre-freeze them. I stuck them directly in the freeze dryer.